YouTube! In today's video, we're going to talk about the over-the-counter deals that Veve have been doing. So Veve, if you're listening, I want to give back some of my collectibles because I want to get some under 41s if I can. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so if you haven't been around the community for a while, you haven't been looking at Twitter, then I've got you. Don't worry. First up, this is very important. One of the most important things in this this video today, and that is Orange Bag Lady is going to be a parent. So congratulations to you. As you can see, well, family, as some of you know, last year was a tough one for me and my better half, but this year has taken quite a turn in the opposite direction. I can't wait to take on the future with Dr. Green Thumb. That's another one of the community members, and bring our green and orange bag lady or bag baby into the world. So congratulations to the two of you. For those who don't know, Orange Bag Lady is a very prominent member of the community, does a lot of Twitter spaces and that kind of thing, even had a YouTube channel as well, and she really is a collector at heart as well. In fact, if you look at her YouTube channel, you will see lots of videos about the collections of art. She's really into the art of it, and she's into NFTs for the right reason, rather than just, hey, how can I make a quick buck? So congratulations to you both, and I hope everything is brilliant for you. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? And that's this, the Platinum Moments. It's finally arrived on Wednesday, the Wednesday before. Obviously, everybody got the Platinum Moments. I have to apologise to everybody out there because I was a little bit gun-ho when I was talking about it, and I was like, oh, well, if you burn the thing, then you'll burn the Dumbo, and then there won't be as many Dumbos and all that. But that's not how it works at all. I got that completely confused. Basically, the potion itself is what you will burn. So you burn the potion for the poster. But you don't burn your collectible. So I wish I'd sort of known this myself before, because I didn't actually go for that drop, because I thought, well, I don't really want to burn it, so therefore what's the point? And I was kind of excited about it, but I thought I'm never going to get it anyway, so I didn't even bother. And from what I can gather, they were sold out pretty quick, the same as the rabbits the very next day as well. So I guess we've got a bot problem coming back in again, because as soon as these things start becoming worth some money, then they start firing up those bots again, and then everybody starts jumping in and saying, hey, I want this, I want that, I want that, and risking their collectibles basically. But hey, if you want to do that, that's up to you. But bear in mind, if you do get caught, then your account will be completely banned, and therefore you will lose everything in it. So be very, very careful if you decide to go down that route. But anyway, I digress. So yes, the potion, the way it works is you buy the potion on Wednesday. So let me know if you're going for the potion on Wednesday. I might even go for the potion on Wednesday, and if I do get a potion, then I might think about buying one of the platinum collectibles, because Mickey in the market currently, I haven't looked for a little while, but when I was looking on the day, he was just under retail. So therefore I could get a Mickey if I wanted to, and then burn it for the platinum poster if I wanted to, or I could get the potion and just save that as well, because that might become one of the collectibles that is worth a lot, because there's not that many of them. I can't remember how many exactly, but take a look at the Medium article yourself and you'll see. But there's it's under 2,000, I think, if I remember correctly. So you know, there is really only a few of them, so there's only a few possibilities for people to get posters or keep the potion. So I'd definitely go for it if I was you, and I think I'm going to be going for that one, and it's 30 gems, I believe. So therefore, try and get as many potions as you can, and then sell them back to the people holding platinum moments, because a lot of people have been saying, hey, well, it should be only the people who've got platinum moments. So I kind of agree with that one, but again, this is a collectible in itself, so therefore, even though it does do something with the other one, that's a bit like saying the Ghost Trap and Slimer, only people who had the Ghost Trap could buy Slimer because it interacts with it. So but then it's kind of different because it burns, and therefore it's a different thing entirely. But I think at the end of the day, if you want the market to be, you know, I guess you're going to say that if you've got a platinum moment, you want to get the potion, you want to have more of a chance of getting it than anyone else. So yes, I understand why you're saying that. I haven't got one, so therefore I don't care, and I will be going for the potion. And yes, I will probably sell it on the marketplace to try and make some money from the people who've got platinum moments, or I will probably go out and buy a platinum moment myself. So in essence, it means that all the people that didn't necessarily get a platinum moment might go to the market now and actually buy them off you. So think about it that way as well. That's another way to look at it. And yeah, I digress. Let's move on, shall we? So next up, I got a lot of comments on my video the other day, so I thought I'd go through a few of them while we're talking about it now, because obviously the video the other day was talking mainly about the fact that you're buying the collectible and you're just buying a product, and that's what you're buying. And I've been having a few discussions on people on Twitter and all that kind of thing as well. If you haven't followed me on Twitter, feel free to at ecent_crypto. I couldn't put essentially crypto, it wouldn't let me, it was too big. So therefore it's ecent_crypto. I know, weird one, but anyway. So you'll see me on there, and feel free to follow me. I am just getting to close to 1,000 subscribers, so I'm pleased with that. Not as big as many of the other crypto influencers out there, or Veve influencers, if you call me that, I don't know. But you know, I'm not really one to push the Twitter and all that anyway. So, but I'm happy with the people that I follow, and yeah, if you want to follow me, feel free to do that, and I'll probably follow you back if you've got a red circle in your name. But anyway, so let's have a look at some of the comments, and then we can go through them, because I thought I can answer them there, and I didn't answer most of them, but I thought it'd be cool to just go through a few. So the other side of the coin is, while there are only a certain amount of Beanie Babies that are very valuable, Beanie Babies are sold in stores today. In fact, I still see them everywhere: grocery stores, truck stops, airports, gift shops. So for them being selling them since 1993, they're still 1993. Wowzers, that's a long time ago, isn't it? Now they're still a successful company even to this day, and that's very true. Actually, my son went to McDonald's in the UK at Christmas time, and he got a toy as a McDonald's toy. So they're still doing deals with McDonald's. They're still a successful company. So say what you like about Beanie Babies, they are still true. But as he says at the end here, the joke part is the people who bought them like stocks and as a retirement plan. So is that what people are doing in Veve? I've heard some people actually saying, I bought this because I'm going to hand this over to thingy, you know, my grandson or whatever, and that's their college money or something like that. So people are actually buying these, thinking that they are definitely going to go up, and this is what we're kind of saying, really. That's the way sort of Veve's been positioned, and I think they want to position themselves as just the mass market for collectibles. But will the mass market come into crypto? That is the issue, isn't it? And if it does, it was probably going to take a long time. So therefore, you may be holding your collectibles for a while before that actually happens. As we've seen, whenever a new fandom is introduced to NFTs, generally it's a complete shy away from NFTs. But that's all about to change very soon. I know PlayStation has already started putting things into practice to try and start getting NFTs into its game, into its games and stuff. And you know, a lot of companies are going to start really pushing it. I know Gucci have just signed with the other side as well. They're doing something in the other side, so you know, straight away they're in the metaverse. They already did their own, if I remember, like their own game or something, Gucci. And also, obviously, you've got you know, all the other sort of Web 2 essentially companies that are now moving into Web 3 as well. So it's all coming. It's just how long is it going to take? That's essentially what we're worried about, and whether or not mass marketing is the thing for Veve at the moment. I guess in the long run, yes, it probably is, but at the moment, maybe they're better off focusing on the crypto community, because that's the people who like to buy the stuff. And as soon as they start like missing the crypto community, or dissing, I suppose, with you know, saying like, oh, this is coming, and then not bringing it, and people who expecting it, then that's when they start losing people, and we'll talk about that in a second, actually. So I'm not even going to try and butcher your name on this one, but this guy here says, I have to disagree with what you said about not having the right to complain about broken promises, because I said basically that you're buying a product and you can't really complain about the promises that they're making about the product, because they may be further down the line or whatever. And he's saying that I agree with what you said about it just being a product, so that's good. When a product is missing elements of what was advertised to persuade you to buy it in the first place, you better believe I'm going to complain. Well, I guess that's true in some cases with Veve, because in some cases they promised an airdrop and stuff like that. So yes, if they promised an airdrop and then they didn't fulfill it yet, which has happened for a few of the things they've done so far, I believe, and also like they promised a Veve logo to some people, or different types of logos or whatever. But in general, the promises they make are normally fulfilled. That's generally the case, you know. And if something goes wrong, then usually they're there to do something to try and alleviate the situation, whether it be given an airdrop or another airdrop, or sorting it out somehow, or another collectible or whatever. So I'm pretty sure they're going to, you know, they're going to do this kind of stuff anyway. It's just how long it takes them to get to that point as well. But as I said here, the broken promises, I don't know what broken promises you're talking about. Are you talking about the airdrops or that kind of thing? Or are you talking about things like Veveverse, which hasn't actually happened yet? Because essentially you could say that's not a broken promise because it hasn't come to fruition yet, but it is still in the works, just like the burning of Omi with the OUP and all that kind of stuff. So it takes a long time to get to that point. And the thing is that, especially with YouTube, us YouTubers like to tell you about stuff to get you hyped up about it and get you to know about it, but it's not necessarily coming until 5 years down the line, and we're just speculating that it's coming, and we don't know for sure. So, you know, obviously we know that the Veveverse was scheduled to be in Q1 of this year. Has Q1 finished yet? I don't think it's finished just yet, so maybe we're still on track for that. Now, one thing that's interesting to remember is that they have got a trademark that they have to file soon. They've done extensions on it, and they're on the last extension at the moment. So if they don't get the Veveverse out before that trademark expires or something, apparently. I don't know all of the details of that. I'm not a lawyer or anything like that, so don't hold me to that one. But I believe, from what someone was saying, that they've got the last extension now, and they've got until the end of Q1 to be able to get that Veveverse out, so that way they can then trademark the name Veveverse, or else they lose that ability. So that's going to be interesting. Not sure what's going to happen with that one. Does that mean it's going to come in Q1, or maybe just a version of it? And is it going to be that crazy? Are people really going to think it's going to make a massive difference? I think it's just going to be a showroom, but a 3D showroom, basically. And Cavernous have come out with their white labelled metaverse now as well. If you look on their Twitter, you'll see white label metaverse. And I guess that's what Veve are using, because essentially Veve are very good at white labeling stuff. They white labeled the wallet, they white labeled, essentially AR, because all these AR functions are available in many things. My son has an app for Kinder Surprise, those eggs that you get with the thing, and every time he gets a little Kinder toy, and this is brilliant, by the way, and if you've got kids, I encourage you to do it. He gets a little toy, he puts it on the counter, and then he scans it with the phone, and then that toy becomes real life inside the phone. So he's got his thing, and it really makes a lot of sense. And then he plays with that toy inside the phone, and he does games with it and all that kind of stuff. And compared to what Veve do, where you've got it in AR and it just moves around, Veve's crap, to be honest, compared to that. Now, the thing about crypto, I found, is that things can be crap because people are not expecting much in the crypto world. So if anyone does anything above what others do, people get really excited about it. Well, look at Axie, just as an example. The actual game itself is absolutely shocking. It's rubbish. But so many people came in because they saw it as a way to make money. They saw it as a way to, I did as well. I invested in it. I got my money back, thank goodness. But the point is that it was an interesting ride, put it that way. So it's now gone down, 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 and you can now buy what I was paying £900 for one Axie, you can now buy for about $5. So it's just crazy to think about it that way. So is Veve going to be the same kind of thing? Is it going to be all the hype and speculation because of it being in the crypto world? Because like I said, this Kinder Egg thing, you've got your collectible, essentially. You haven't owned it. You scan the one that you've got, so you've got the actual toy, and then it comes up on the thing. And then you do all these different games with it. But also there's a bit in it, which is AR, where you literally just say, come here, and the collectible comes to you, and you can say, go hide, and the collectible goes away and disappears, and then you can say dance for me, and the collectible dances around. So in terms of what actual Veve do with their collectibles, there's so much more out there they could possibly do, and there's so many apps out there already on the app store or whatever that do amazing things with AR. So therefore, when you think about it that way, like I said, it's not very good compared to them. But you think about it in crypto terms, they're far advanced than many of the other things. Most NFTs are just a thing on a screen, and that's it, nothing else. So for that reason, I think they've got the possibility to obviously go a lot further than most companies, which is why a lot of people invested and a lot of people are happy with their Veve collectibles. But anyway, so yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about here with the complaint about what they've said. I guess maybe interoperability, but they never actually said that was individual for each of the things. They just said it's coming soon. So again, that may come down the line. So therefore, is that a broken promise? It's a broken promise of a timeline, but it's not necessarily a broken promise of the actual thing. And they do say as well, each time it's not always going to be the case, and blah blah blah. So if you can let me know what you're referring to in that one, Mister with the name that I'm not going to butcher, and then that way we can have a chat about it. Next up is this, Wes. Nice background music. He likes my background music. That's from YouTube. Golden moments need utility. And I answer back, it'd be nice, but they have no obligation to do that, is what I'm saying. The product is the product, which is true. When you bought the golden moments, it didn't have any utility at all, but you still bought it because you were speculating on it going up, or you just liked the thing. And when it says it needs utility, no excuses. And you see, this is where I kind of had this argument, because at the end of the day, you bought it when there was no utility. And also, what is utility really? Because utility is basically a buzzword made by Web3 companies to sell NFTs. Nothing more, nothing less. They started off just selling the art. And then they realized that people weren't going to just buy the art for art's sake. Otherwise, all those people who had Moonbirds wouldn't have dumped them all when they bought them for whatever amount of ETH and then dumped them for silly amounts. They were not in it for the art. That's for sure. So therefore, and generally NFTs, Jesus, the art is crap. The ones that are big, you know, the ones that are the famous ones. A lot of the art, these pixel art thing, I don't think if it wasn't an NFT, you wouldn't see it and go, oh my God, that's amazing. You would just literally be like, what the hell is that? So, you know, and some of these things that other people bought on the web, you know, like the first ever tweet from the Twitter CEO or whatever his name was, I can't remember his name, but that, all that stuff is just, it's NFTs for NFT's sake, isn't it, really? So, and the thing is that, what is the utility of it? They started bringing utility in, so they started bringing out airdrops. Well, what is an airdrop? An airdrop is basically getting another one of something that may or may not be valuable. Now, in the case of like, a Basie, or in the case of other ones like that, then that's great because of the fact that you got your monkey, and then you get another monkey, and then that monkey's worth the same amount as the other monkey, or half the amount of the other monkey, and because that monkey's worth a buttload of money, that means that in turn is worth a buttload of money, and you can sell that and get some money for it, and it's great, and that's the way it works. Or you can have little items that are added to your thing, but then you've also got tons of NFTs out there that are worth absolutely nothing, and you get airdrops constantly for them, which are still worth absolutely nothing. So therefore, saying it's the utility is that you get an airdrop is, well, you know, is it utility? Is it just them trying to make you buy it by saying, I'll give you this thing free if you buy this thing? What else is there? Oh, you've got the tokens. You can get tokens for it, can't you? I remember I got myself a, what is it called now? I can't remember what it's called now, but it was it was like an alien type thing. And I've still got it, funny enough, still got it in my wallet. It was one of my first forays into the real NFT world versus Veve, essentially, because obviously Veve is very much a closed system. You buy the thing, you get it, you're done. Whereas with the real NFT world, you've got to know how to use MetaMask. You've got to go from you know, if you're going across chain, you've got to try and transfer that stuff onto a bridge of some kind. You got to faff around basically, and that's what makes it difficult. And I remember doing this and really being scared doing it. But anyway, so I managed to get this NFT. It was my first foray into the world of Polygon. I managed to get it, and I've been holding that NFT ever since. And the floor is, I think it's a little bit more than what I paid for it, or maybe it's the same. I can't remember. It's probably gone down now. I haven't checked it, to be honest. But the point is that I also got some token as well. I got some mic token that came with it. I was like, yay, I've got 500 mic token. Is it worth anything? No, absolutely nothing. But that was the utility that I got. I got a free token. I got a airdrop. I've got loads of airdrops from them as well. Random airdrops. They're worth nothing. Absolutely nothing whatsoever. So therefore, is that really utility? Does it do anything apart from give me extra crap? No, not really. But it makes you want to buy stuff. So that is where the utility comes in my view. So to say that these need utility, why do they have the obligation to give Golden Moments utility, but they don't have the obligation to give, say, I don't know, Dancing Group, the Christmas Dancing Group? Why does he not need utility? Also, another argument, as I'm saying, about the utility is that utility itself is already in the Veve app compared to a lot of other NFTs. Most NFTs, you get a picture on OpenSea and you can see it, and that's it. In fact, you can't even see it in your wallet. You can only see it if you transfer it to OpenSea, unless you have a wallet that does NFTs as well. I know Trust Wallet, there's a section where you can look at the picture, whereas like MetaMask, there's no way. The only way to see it is to actually go to OpenSea and look at your wallet, essentially, on OpenSea, and then you can see your pictures. Big whoop, you see loads of pictures, that's it. Whereas what you can do in Veve is you can take that already, and you've got it as an AR collectible. Now, obviously, I just spoke about AR being not as great in Veve as it is in some other apps on Web 2 and stuff, but the point is that it is more than most crypto. So therefore, you can look at your AR Veve collectible, you can take pictures with it, you can do videos with it, you can do all that kind of good stuff with it that you can't do with other NFTs, and that in itself is utility. But not only that, you can also put it into a showroom, and you can display those showrooms, and you can send a link to people to view your showroom and to go in your showroom and walk around your showroom, and you can even bring in other NFTs and you can put them in your showroom, although this is the cavernous thing, so maybe that's not quite now, but it is coming. So therefore, that in itself is the utility. And as Reese has said in the other things, that even though they're putting some utility for some things, the utility itself is putting it in the Veve app and is being able to display it. It's more utility than most NFTs have got. Now, is it fair? that platinum moments have got this utility of the burning, which makes them more expensive because people are going crazy for it at the moment and taking the thing, and probably not. But golden moments have got their own utility in the sense that they were the first ever Disney ones as well. So, but that's not really utility. That's just, that's just what it is. But what I'm getting at is the point is that the whole thing about this was nothing to do with the fact of should they put utility this, that, and the other. It was A, they don't have the obligation to do it, and secondly, more importantly, is how do they decide which ones to do it to and which ones not? It's all very well for you to say, I want it for golden moments because you hold all the golden moments, but what about the people who have got the set of Electra? Does that mean that Electra should then get the same utility as what this one gets? And then if they've all got the same utility, then surely it just means you're all in the same boat again, because you've already got the utility of the showroom and the thingy. Maybe they should take away the ability to put Electra in the showroom or something and only put golden moments in the showroom, and then it would seem like golden moments have more utility. Do you understand what I'm getting at? So if you gave the across the board the same utility across the board to everything, nothing would be special anymore. So the only reason they're putting utility on at this moment in time, if you call it that, is to sell more. And that's it. Before they didn't need to, now they do. So therefore, they're going to keep coming out with, and Disney will keep coming out with reasons to try and get you to buy stuff. That's the only reason. That's the only reason any Web3 project puts utility on something. And that's to either get you to buy it in the first place, or they put utility on afterwards to try and get you to buy something else that goes with it. And that is the only reason. In my view, anyway. So, but let me know what you think in the comments on that one, and I would love to talk about you in the next video if you want to, or just answer me in the comments anyway, and let me know what you think. Anyway, next up is this. This is a sad day for Veve, because Javier Torres has put out a thing on Twitter. He says, "I'm out. I'll be retiring from the Veve community. And I've no trust left in the leadership or integrity of this team. Moreover, the fun and excitement is gone. It's been my honour and privilege to get to know many of you, the real gems. Godspeed." So, yes, it's a sad day for us there, Javier. I got to know Javier a little bit. He came to me with some details about some of the wallets, with some of the stuff that was going on, about the collectibles being passed, to different people, and also about the fact that the Veve logos themselves. Now, he did a bit of super sleuthing himself a lot of the time on the blockchain. Some of the stuff he said was kind of reaching a bit. Which is why I did do a video on one of the things he said, and then we found out that there was actually a good reason for it, so we took that video down because there was no point talking to you about something. So some of the stuff he said was reaching, but a lot of it was actually just trying to be transparent. And I was chatting to him quite a lot when he was we were going back and forth and stuff. He seemed like a really nice chap, and he wasn't trying to FUD Veve. He wasn't just trying to let everybody know, he wasn't trying to FUD his own bags essentially and try and get everyone to leave Veve and go away. He just wanted more transparency, and I don't see a problem with that. I think we do need transparency. I guess it's depending on the way you go about it, and depending on what Veve consider is a bad thing or what you consider is a bad thing is not necessarily what they do. For example, the thing with paying the moderators with collectibles, a lot of people started going over the top with that one, and Veve just said, yeah, it happens, that's what we do. And that was the end of it, so I guess the thing is, the issue is not necessarily what's going on, but how they communicate it. But if they don't see it as a big problem in their eyes, then when they communicate it, they're not going to see it as a big problem at all. And therefore, all the speculation that goes with it kind of gets lost, and it kind of makes it look like you're trying to FUD Veve, which is unfortunately what happened with Javier as well. A lot of people didn't like what he was saying. They didn't like the fact that he kept on saying, oh, look at this wallet, and then they would have arguments on Twitter and blah, blah, blah. But I know he invested quite a lot in Veve. I hope he gets his money back someday. Maybe he's out from the community, but he's still going to hold his collectibles. And I guess when new people come in, they will essentially become exit liquidity, which is what a lot of people are waiting for, basically. I'll be honest with you. I know a lot of people are waiting for that. They're just literally thinking, I just want more people to come in so that they buy my stuff and then I can leave. So, and it's a sad time, really, at the moment. I don't know why that is. I guess it's because of the fact that there is a lot of FUD about, but also because of the fact there's a lot of broken promises. And, hopefully that's all going to be addressed at some point. And then everything will be water under the bridge. And also it's a bear market. People get worried and they get scared in these things. If you over leverage yourself, if you bought collectibles, I personally know I bought a few collectibles that I've paid a lot for. I paid like £1,000 for one of them. And it's now like 20 26 or something stupid like that. So, you know, but it is what it is, and that's just one version of it. So, therefore, you know, some people made millions out of this app, some people made thousands, some people made nothing whatsoever because they bought all-time highs, and they're just waiting for those all-time highs so that they can get some exit liquidity to get out. And, you know, the people who buy them off them have then got to wait longer, obviously, just as with any crypto. Now, will it happen that in the long run it keeps going up and up and up? Well, maybe. You never know. At the end of the day, these things are quite scarce. They're the first on the blockchain. When people start realizing there's many, many people in the world that can then come into the app that can then want to buy these collectibles. So as it stands at the moment, it's a lot of the same people. It's a lot of the crypto community. Some are avoiding it because there's no interoperability. Some are avoiding it because of the fact that they've heard things about timelines and stuff. When they start putting these timelines together and they start getting there, I think in the long run, it's a good idea. But in the short term, at this moment in time, Veve's not everyone's cup of tea, and I can understand why. But anyway, so the reason Javier left today is because of this next piece of information. And that is this. Basically what happened was Javier noticed this and tweeted out about it, and he was worried that there was a hack going on or something like that. And basically what had happened was all of these collectibles had somehow got sent to this wallet, which turned out to be Danny Boy here. And Danny Boy is a well-known Veve whale. Now, essentially, he addressed this, and as he said, there is no risk to assets. I encourage anyone wanting to invest a lot of dollars, whoops, just hit my microphone, a lot of dollars far outside of bank credit card limits to approach Veve directly, but expect every gem to be $1 and every transaction to be at or above floor rates, sometimes multiples. So basically, what happened was he has gone and done an over-the-counter transaction with Veve. So even though a lot of people were worried about this situation, he's gone and done it wasn't actually a bad situation. There was no hacking going on. There was no exploit or anything like that. It was simply the fact that he has gone and done a transaction, maybe paid a lot of money. I don't know. I don't know the exact specifics. He didn't say. And there's a few questions which we'll get to in a second. But he's basically bought some collectibles. Now, we don't know if he's bought them for himself or if he's bought them with other whales or other businesses, so that way he can hold them for them or whatever it is. The point is that he's bought a large number of collectibles, but rather than buying them on the market, he's bought them off the Veve team itself. And for that reason, there is actually, I don't have the thing here, but there was somebody on Twitter who was talking about it, and they were saying, I don't really understand what everyone's so worried about because of the fact that there was actually only one or two below 100. I think there was a one of 59, I think, something along them lines. And then the rest were sort of random numbers and stuff. So they didn't actually sell him all of the ones below 41 and all that, like a lot of people are trying to portray. He had just a mixture of collectibles, just a large amount of them. Now, granted, he didn't go to the marketplace and buy all these, which would increase the liquidity. Instead, he went to the team directly and they sold an over-the-counter transaction. Or did they sell it? We don't know, but because obviously we don't know how much money changed hands or anything like that, and we'll probably never find that out. But the point is that he did that with the team directly, and then they sold him collectibles. So a lot of people are up in arms about it because they're saying, well, what's the point of getting the 41s if you know you can go and then just ask them for lower collectibles? I don't believe he got any under 41 for a start, so I don't think that's an issue. And if he did, then at the end of the day, this guy is a big wow. He's put a lot of money into this market as it is anyway. So therefore, you know, essentially, maybe he's entitled to a few, you know, perks or whatever to be able to get a few. But as far as I'm aware, he didn't get that many actual real good numbers or anything like that. He literally just bought a load in one go because of the fact that he couldn't put the liquidity into the app easily. So he did over-the-counter transfer with the team. Now, there's a couple of interesting questions. The first one is it going to affect the burn of Omi? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter in a way because at the end of the day, it's coming out the reserve wallet, but they did say they're going to get rid of the reserve wallet soon anyway. So therefore, if they get rid of the reserve wallet, that wouldn't matter if they actually burn the Omi from that anyway, would it, in that sense? So who cares on that one, really, I suppose. And the other thing is the fees to the licensors and stuff like that. Does that get paid as well? Did that get taken out and thingy? That's just an interesting one for me, but I don't know if that is the case. And the final thing, and this is the bit that's a bit of a conundrum, and he hasn't addressed this at all, and a few people have been talking about this, and I looked on the wallet myself and it was the first thing that popped up. If you actually look at the wallet itself, you'll see that he actually transferred back to Veve House of Cards NFTs. So not only did he get transferred all of these other NFTs, but he also transferred back. Now, obviously, to be able to transfer, you can't do that. There's no way you can do that. You can't just put in an address and transfer anymore. They don't allow that. So that means that Veve would have had to take them from his account, which means that they have taken from his account, it's like 50, I believe, House of Cards NFTs. So why are they sending him loads of NFTs, which he paid for, I guess, and then taking back 50 House of Cards NFTs? And what are they going to do with these House of Cards? Because at the end of the day, normally when it comes to these sort of things, like, why would they buy back, or why would they take back these NFTs? It doesn't make sense. The only thing I can come up with is that he got a bit angry about something, and they're trying to calm the situation. They don't want to lose a big wow or something like that. I don't know. But he does say in his Twitter post that he encourages anybody who's got the money, if they want to talk to Veve about an over-the-counter deal, then they can do it, which is kind of a good thing in a way, because it means it opens it up for the whales to come in and thingy, and it will all affect the collectibles at some point anyway, because if they buy lots and lots of the collectibles, then like Veve themselves won't have any in their thing anyway. But also they don't have to go into the business fund as well. They don't have to sell any Omi to be able to do that. They're essentially selling the liquidity of the market, I suppose, as well. So it really is a swings and roundabouts on that one. But let me know what you think in the comments. That's as far as I know on that one. I don't have any insider or privileged information, but hopefully that gives you kind of an idea of what's going on, and I'd love to have a conversation about it. But anyway, thank you very much for joining me. As always, don't take any of this as financial advice, investment advice, or any of that kind of stuff, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks very much. Bye-bye for now.